Lightning Talk. The talk will be moderated by Mr. Ninad Karpe, partner, 100x VC. Mr. Ninad Karpe will be in conversation with Mr. Varun Khaitan, co-founder, Urban Company.
Okay, good morning everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this apparently lightning session. I'll make it lightning. My good friend Tyag will give out the jury whether it's enlightening or not. But, you know, Tyag, marketing conference was started in 2014. 2012 or 2014, I don't remember, when I was CII Maharashtra chair. So I'm so delighted to come back, and we had it in Pune. So even after 11 years it goes on, and that's the leadership of people like Tyag who continue good things in life and drop the bad things. But it's not about Tyag, it's about Varun. Thank you for accepting our invite at CII. We're always delighted when people who inspire young generation comes to have a chat.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite. Thank you, Mr. Tyagarajan. And thank you, Ninad.
So just a bit of context on who is Varun. He is a co-founder and CEO of Urban Company. I don't think anyone in the audience would have not used your services. So they're all your customers waiting to listen to you. Urban Company is, and we're all proud of it in India, the largest home services platform in Asia. They have operations obviously in India, UAE, Singapore, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. They've served tens of millions of customers, including all of you, and have 60,000 trained service people. Recently, they've launched home products, and I'm going to push a little bit on that aspect when we chat. Varun has got a lot of accolades, Fortune 40, Forbes 30 under 30, ET 40 under 40, Young Alumnus Award from IIT, various accolades, and of course, he did his engineering from IIT Kanpur. Is that right? So let me get going. Tyag has given me 30 minutes. I'll keep it to 25. I'll give back 5 minutes to Tyag for his conference. But I'm so happy Varun is here. Let's start at the beginning, Varun. You know, you were IIT Kanpur, and like great guys who are passing out from Kanpur IIT, you got a job in multinational. You're doing so well. Life was good. Then why did you come back and start all this?
Yeah, great question. For my test, just quick show of hands on how many folks in the audience have actually used Urban Company and Urban Company services. Great, thank you for that. It's always humbling because I think this is really the vision with which we started Urban Company, to be useful to the people of India and to be part of the growth story of India from 2013 when I came back from the US to what we saw will potentially happen over the next 10 and 20 years. So going back to your question of why even come back, I think 2009 I graduated from IIT, and as with most people, took the job that paid the most or the job that people on campus fancied the most. That took me to the US. Great first couple of years. I was in a tech company in California, so loved building new technologies. But after a couple of years, a few questions started to really come to my mind and bother me. One, there was a big gap that I would see between my vacations and growing up years in India and the times I was living in the US. There was this thought that there is this big divide between the two countries right now. And in India, we call ourselves a developing country. You know, in most conversations there, we'd call India an underdeveloped country. But there was this voice inside that this is going to change soon. You know, our time is here. The next 20, 30 years is a lot that's going to happen in India. Come 2012, 2013, smartphones had really started to become common. in India, people were buying smartphones in the tens of millions. Startups were getting funded. So you could see that ideas were beginning to happen, and ideas were beginning to take root in India. And that made this question in my mind even more pertinent, that the gap is indeed going to close over the next 20 years. So am I going to watch and read the news sitting in the US, or am I going to actually do something about it? It just did not seem right to take the best education from India and then sit 7 seas abroad and enjoy a fancy job in California. So to actually be a part of the growth that was going to happen here, in short, was the driving factor. And 10 years in, I think there is some satisfaction that we are playing a part in that story. It's great to see more than half the folks in the room are actually users of Urban Company. But it's still day one, because the other half also have to use us and get good quality services at home. And we'd want all of you to use professional, high quality services, not once in a while, but every month, every week, every day. And that's the effort we're on.
So the other half, by the time we finish, if you don't convince them to use, that means you've not done your session right. But yes, they will. So, I want to just ask one or two personal questions, because it's a marketing conference. I would like to focus again on marketing. Come now 2025, let's assume you're in IIT Kanpur, you're graduating just now. Will you again take up a best paid job, or will you become an entrepreneur? Let's say today you're graduating. And a quick word of advice for people who are graduating.
I think hard question to answer. I would say times have changed quite a bit. So being in India versus going outside for experience, I think that question has been answered. No longer do young, ambitious minds need to step out. There is enough and more happening in our country in terms of innovation and opportunities. Whether to start out on day zero or to take a job, I think that's a hard question to answer. When I graduated from college, I didn't know what I wanted from life. And I was happy to get a good job. I've grown up in a business family. So my father asked me, how much are they paying? I said X. He said, I'm going to pay you 2 lakhs more. Come start working for me from tomorrow. So that pinched me somewhere. And it made me understand that going after the highest paid job is immaterial, because there'll always be another job where you can make a little bit more money. I would say the first 2 years of actually working on something made me realize that following a certain bigger purpose in life is what was most important to me, and I think everyone has to figure out that for themselves.
Sure. So we could keep chatting about a personal journey, but today I think Tyag is giving me dirty looks. Focus on marketing. So I'm going to move to marketing, and in between ask you again personal, because people are interested also in the person behind. Urban Clap to the Urban Company. Obviously, Clap has a different significance in the international world, or the international consumer's mind. Was that the reason, since you're going international, you dropped it? What was the motivation, and how tough was it?
Yes, I think so. So why were we first called Urban Clap? Very simple story. We wanted to make the process of getting services as easy as a clap. We've all heard the stories of the Mughal courts, where the king would clap and anything that they desired would just happen. That is how we wanted services to be for consumers all over India, and we called ourselves.
That's very interesting. I didn't know that. That's very, very interesting.
I think that vision has stayed true over these 10 years. How we do that has changed quite a bit. And along the way, we realized that a company like ours has not been built anywhere in the world. That made the job of investors difficult. That made our job of convincing them difficult. But we realized as entrepreneurs, that means the opportunity is there to build Urban Clap in more countries. And we expanded in Southeast Asia, we expanded in the Middle East, and we expanded a little bit outside as well. That same story of Clap to get services on demand did not hold. And we also realized, like you probably have, Clap had a negative connotation in some Western parts of the world. So funnily enough, every few months we'd have somebody comment on Twitter, Urban Clap, what a funny name. And we Googled and realized it, Clap was slang for an STD as well. So when we went to more countries, in order to have a more globally relevant name, we shifted from Urban Clap to Urban Company. It also was, I think, more appropriate for our ambition for the times to come. We wanted to make urban lives easier and be synonymous with everything urban.
So if there are people in the audience with startup and presently, let's say, focused only in India, wanting to go global, should they stick to their own name or should they look at a more international name? See, for you, Urban Clap to Urban Company was, in the sense you just dropped Clap.
Yeah.
Now, suppose I have a very Indian name, Tyag, I'm just doing, just because he's right there. And I'm going international with the service. Should I look at drop the Indianness and go with a different name or not necessary?
I think names do matter. Even for us, even though we chose Urban Company as a very international name, now that we do business in Saudi Arabia, the cultural context there is different from our other international markets in Singapore and Dubai. And their Urban Company is a very English, very foreign name. So we've actually rebranded Urban Company very recently in the Saudi Arabian market to a name called Yamak, which in Arabic means to be of service. And we'll see how that plays out, but I do think names matter a lot in creating brands because that's what helps top of mind recall. So if you have a very Indian name and have global aspirations, certainly something to reconsider.
So it's not known as Urban Company in Saudi, is it?
We've just done that brand name change like a month ago, and we are going through the
okay,
exercise.
That's interesting. So let's say you go to South Africa, you might have a different name, and that's how you'll operate in future.
We're open to that. I think network effects and brand name in a country is important. Across countries, I think having uniformity of brand name not as important as the name being very locally and culturally relevant.
Okay, let me move on from name to one of the boldest move I think you've made, and all the best to you, and I really mean it, is moving from services, you'll have very services, productized services, if I may use the word, company to pure products, home products, locks, and filter or water purifiers. Why? You're doing so well in service. Why move to product and compete with the big boys? It's a very rough game, isn't it?
Yes, I think maybe partly the naivety of youth carries into the 30s to do what's right for consumers and not think too much about challenges. I think our journey over the last 10 years has been one of constant reimagination, where the only constant has been who is the consumer we're trying to serve, and what we do for the consumer and how we do that for the consumer has always continued to change. So when we started, the goal simply was make urban lives better. We started with a whole bunch of services. At one point, more than 100 services, and we were just a technology layer connecting consumers and service professionals, and we would let them manage the rest. Very quickly, consumers said, the reason we've come online is I want to just click a button and get the service. The rest is your responsibility. Who comes, at what time they come, how they do the service, all of that is going to be your responsibility. And we moved into what we call a full stack model. Most of you have probably experienced that full stack model, where someone shows up in a urban company uniform, carries products that have the urban company label. You book from the app, you through the journey get images and quality control and proofs of what work is being done, and in the end you pay by the app. This is a very, very different consumer journey than the one that we started with. But every step of the way, it felt organic. That we are trying to do more for the consumer in order to ensure a better consumer experience. Within the company, it was a very, very terrifying journey in some sense, because we went from just making technology to now running training centers, running a supply chain of products, running a financial services business where we were giving out loans to service professionals so that they could move from being daily wage individuals to platform gig workers. So constant reimagination and changing what we do inside the company in service of the customer has been our endeavor. And the journey into products has been also very organic and stemmed out of that. So repairing appliances is one of our very big service verticals. I'm sure a lot of you have used us for service and repair of your appliances. We do that for over 5 million customers every year, more than any other brand does in terms of their own after-sales service and repair. So doing that for tens of millions of customers made us realize that there is a very, very big growing pain point where consumers want appliances to just last longer. While they're happy that urban company comes and fixes it, the basic question is, why did it break in the first place? If it had not broken, I would have not had to take that time off from office and call you and get it repaired. So can we build appliances which require less repair and over time require no repair became the best solution for the customer. And then that's what we moved into doing.
So less repair. So your company's products are advertised as 2 years no services. Your RO filter.
In a way, we're disrupting ourselves because we today go and make money by repairing them. We're saying let's make products that don't require any repair because that's the right thing for the customer.
Sure.
Wouldn't all of you love to have appliances that don't need repairs?
Sure, they'll all raise their hands. But the point is, from a marketing pitch, it sounds good. Won't it create a... See, India's got so much hard water, tough water, all kinds of water. Your RO filters are not going to be in the South Bombay, let's say, only. Don't you think it's a very bold thing you'll have done? 2 years, no service?
Yes. I think if we have to make consumers' lives better, if you have to create a big business, tackling tough challenges is inevitable. We've started with a promise of 2-year no filter change. That's really the main USP of urban companies' water purifiers. It's under a new brand called Native. We actually want to push the envelope even further. So I think my R&D team will be very happy that you asked this question because they've put in the hard work for over 2 years to make water purifiers that last for 2 years. As opposed to most brands where, I'm sure all of you have received those pesky phone calls asking for your filters to be changed every 6 months, 8 months, 9 months. So we're actually very confident. We've tested our water purifier for water samples that come from the length and breadth of the country, that it works everywhere and it works for a full 2 years. Hopefully soon enough, we'll launch devices that work for even longer, that work for 3 years, that work for 4 years, gradually move to a place where I just said, we'll have appliances that don't require any repair.
Great, all the best. So I'm going to ask him two questions and leave around 8-10 minutes for questions from audience. If you all don't have, I'll keep asking him questions, so keep your questions ready. So let me ask you one interesting thing which I read is about Insta Help, and which is providing domestic help within 15 minutes. Now again, you keep pushing the envelope. Now I'm wondering what next you're going to do, but I'm sure it's buzzing in your mind. 15 minutes domestic help, that's tough. Labor laws, having, controlling the quality of people coming home, doing, maid services, cooking, whatever. What are the challenges you're facing in this?
Firstly, I want to thank the people of Mumbai because that's the first city we launched InstaHelp 4 months ago. And it's off to a phenomenal success. So thanks to many of you and your friends for using it and giving us the right encouragement. We've been wanting to play in this area of domestic house help since we started the company. The reason we are getting into it now, 10 years in, is now we think we have what we call a win-win model. A model where the services we provide are good for customers and good for service professionals and good for the entire ecosystem. How to do that for help that comes every day, routinely on a monthly basis, we couldn't figure out. That's why we never launched a monthly home help service. What we have launched is an on-demand home help service. So if you need help today because of any reason, because your help didn't show up or you need extra work to be done, then you can call InstaHelp from Urban Company in a moment's notice. Now, the reason you're asking this question is getting someone in 15 minutes is hard. Getting someone for daily help at an affordable price point is hard. And that is requiring us to reimagine our business model. Even today, if you open your app in Mumbai, we would not be present for all of you. We'll be present only in select dense locations, because in those locations, we are confident of having the demand density to provide help in 15 minutes. We're also completely changing how we do training, how we do our operations, so that folks can do back-to-back orders in a day, thereby giving you a very affordable price point. At the same time, having the service professionals making more than 20,000 rupees, hopefully all of them will be making north of 25,000 rupees, which will be more, significantly more than what they make today in their alternate professions. So them making much more money than the status quo and them being happier is as important to you as consumers having a phenomenal experience compared to other alternatives. And doing all of this in the quick commerce fashion is harder, but I think that's the way consumers are going. So we will have to reimagine everything we do about our business to be able to make this happen. And this phenomenon of 15 minutes or 30 minutes is not just about this new service category. It's how we are going to push all our current services as well. It's in fact the number one feedback that we get from consumers saying, I needed that haircut or I needed that massage, but you were not available the entire day. You're only available the next day. So I think, as you guys are probably seeing in retail and other industries, everybody has to reimagine for what is default consumer expectation today.
Sure. So if tonight suddenly you get a call from your friend saying, I'm coming home for dinner, Nagesh, if I tell you, don't panic, just go to InstaHelp, get someone to cook meals and you'll be fine. I want just quick responses because, I do want to leave some time for your quick view on quick commerce. There are a lot of views, not just Urban Company, but just a horizontal view. People have...
I think it's the way of the future. All companies will have to figure out their version of quick commerce. maybe easy in some and difficult in some, but that's going to be users' expectation.
So when will it overtake e-commerce, the traditional e-commerce? 2025, 26, 27?
I don't think I have an answer to that. I have myself shifted, I think more than half of my purchases are now quick commerce, so it's only a matter of time.
Only a matter of time. I'll, again get to him on the matter of time. And the last question before I open, quick response on AI on your business. Will I, in 2026, 27, get a robotic person coming and doing my massage? Or will there be an AI? What is the impact on it?
Again, sorry to sound cliche, but I think companies have to accept technology changes as good for their business. And we're already seeing that not just with AI, but in all technologies before that. One of the big reasons why we exist is because this thing got invented 12 years ago. And that's why the idea of urban company would not have succeeded had it been implemented at any time before the 2010s in India. And similarly, AI is the next wave of technology which we have to use to improve our business. We're already doing that in many areas. To give you one example, technicians today come and repair things in your home. They use their knowledge over years of experience. We are trying to convert that into a plug and play model with AI, where someone will plug a simple device into your appliance and it will throw out what is wrong with the device. So if we can use AI to make jobs of our service professionals easier and experiences for consumers more reliable, it's one way in which how services will transform.
So I'll just open it for questions, please. There are a lot of raised hands. Nagesh, I know I'll do it second. Yeah, lightning fast questions and lightning fast responses.
Very sure, but I think I will ask Nagesh sir to ask the first question. He has been my boss long time back. Yours, sir.
Thank you very much. You must be having a purpose statement for your workers, for the service professionals. What's your dream for them?
The dream, in fact, it's our company's vision statement. It's to empower millions of service professionals around the world so consumers get delightful experiences and they have respectful middle-class lives.
Delightful experience and respectful. Interesting. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, this is Captain Muthukrishnan. My question is to Varun. Why would you think that brand McDonald's or a brand Suzuki more international than a brand Tyagarajan or a brand Muthukrishnan? Right? This is in the context of you saying that an Indian name should go internationalize and if you want to have world ambition.
Yeah. I think great question. I don't think I have a good response to that. I think it just makes the job a little bit easier. If your product or service is great, I think it will work regardless of the name that you have. Having a more relatable name make the job easier.
Okay, relatable name is the answer. Yeah, quick questions.
Hi, hi Varun. I'm Savvy. I had a question. You talked about making products that do not need any repair in the future. So then how do you solve the paradox of being too good to grow? So many brands have failed, because they did not have any repeat customers. If you know about Sumit mixers and maybe even Bajaj, Chetak. So how do you fix that problem then?
Okay, too good to grow, yeah. And next is here, Captain, yeah.
I think great question. But if you really did that, I don't think we'll have to worry about this problem. Because then consumers will trust whichever that brand is and be willing to buy any other appliance from that brand. I'll give you a simple personal example. I have Nike t-shirts which I bought in the year 2009 that I still wear. And as a result, everything sports that I want to buy, I buy from Nike.
Okay. Yeah, quick question.
Yeah, Varun, quick one here. Can you describe a journey of, you talked about, a sweeper getting to be a gig worker now, right? A platform worker. So can you describe his or her journey through this platform?
Sure. I think simplest is to book any urban company service and talk to any of our 60,000 people on how their life has changed before and after. But I know of hundreds of stories where, in terms of numbers, most of these individuals were earning between 15, 18, 20,000 rupees. And now, as per our published data, they earn a minimum of 30, 35,000. What that does is it completely changes your station in life. You can afford, finally, for the first time, a decent house for you and your family. People are sending their kids to well-known, branded English medium schools. They are able to save for sending their kids to college. They are actually able to drive two-wheelers. Many of them drive four-wheelers. Take their kids for vacations. I think an idea of vacation was something they probably never even knew with the word vacation. And now, people who are amongst the top quartile of earners on our platform, I hear often from them that they take their families to Goa. The more ambitious ones take their families to Dubai as well. So it's a completely changed life.
So, we are really running out of time. So last question, sorry about that. You can take it offline with him. But, Tyaga set expectations saying, I always like to have sessions on time. So last question, please.
Okay. Varun, the question is, at your level and scale, what are the metrics that you track daily to kind of figure out the health of your business? What are the metrics daily, and what are slightly more longer-term metrics you track?
So maybe marketing more than others. Yeah,
I know it's not marketing strictly, but just curious.
I would say on the consumer side, most important, are we continuing to get more and more new consumers every year? Is the consumer retention, number of people staying and their spends, is that continuing to grow? And a more short-term, day-to-day number, which is consumer satisfaction, which I think is best tracked by NPS, is that improving? If the short-term metric improves, then retention improves. If retention improves, then new consumers improve. So that chain, is that chain holding true?
Great. There were a lot of hands raised. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but we have to close. All good things have to come to an end. But not before, Varun, a round of rapid-fire questions. I have some.
Sure.
You know the rules. Quick response. You can't say, I don't know, may not, no comments.
Sounds good.
Both. But here we go. Please take my phone calls after this rapid fire also. 9 out of 10 people stop taking my calls. But I hope you're the 10th one. So here it goes, quickly. Scale fast or scale right?
Scale right.
Scale right. Protect your brand's consistency. So brand's consistency, or localize deeply for each market?
Localize deeply.
Okay. Disrupt market or incremental risk-free improvements?
Disrupt.
AI, overhype or paradigm shift?
Paradigm shift.
Paradigm shift. Lead from front or quietly enable from background?
Lead from the front.
Bet big on technology or double down on human touch?
Technology.
If you have a chance to meet one of these two, whom would you like to meet? Mark Zuckerberg or D. Gukesh, the chess player?
Gukesh.
Gukesh. Okay, great. And next life, you've still long way to go, but next life, startup founder or work in a global MNC?
Very tough question. Startups.
Startup founder. And since I'm a VC, I can ask you, startup founder or a venture capitalist next life?
Startup founder.
Startup founder. He's sticking to startup founder. And the last one, it was very easy, right? Empower partner first or delight customer first?
Delight customer first.
And Saturday evening or Monday morning?
Monday morning.
Monday morning. Please give a big round of applause to Varun. I am almost on time, and I'm so delighted to be here at this marketing conference, particularly since it brings back fond memories of the first marketing conference. But I'm so happy to speak to people like Varun. They have so much to tell, and in this 30 minutes, He has told much more than probably I would have got from anyone else in many hours. We are all with you, Varun. We all want you to see you become a global brand. Someone asked, I think Captain asked, about global brands and why we don't have one. We will have many, and I'm sure Urban Company will be one of them. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause to Varun.
Thank you. Thank you.